Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever found yourself late at night, phone in your hand, scrolling for no real reason, secretly hoping to see her name pop up? You tell yourself you're fine, that you've moved on. But deep down, there's still that quiet question whispering, what if she comes back? That question can haunt you. It follows you through your day, creeps into your thoughts when things go quiet, and keeps you emotionally stuck in a place you don't even want to be anymore. And here's the truth most men don't want to face. Waiting for her return slowly drains you of yourself. You're not just missing her, you're missing the version of you that existed when she chose you. The way you felt seen, desired, important. That's what hurts. And because of that, your mind keeps replaying moments, conversations, memories, trying to find a mistake you could undo, or a moment you could rewrite. But no matter how many times you replay the past, it never changes. It only keeps you trapped in it. Here's something you need to hear clearly. Whether she comes back or not is outside your control. You can analyze her behavior, her silence, her social media, her mood, her timing, and still never get an answer that brings peace. And the more you live inside that uncertainty, the more power you give away. Waiting turns into a habit of postponing your life until someone else decides your worth. Think about how much energy disappears every day just wondering, checking if she posted, wondering if a message was meant for you, reading old chats, imagining future conversations that may never happen. Every one of those moments steals your focus and hands it to someone who isn't even present. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. The moment things begin to change is when you stop asking, will she come back? And start asking, how do I come back to myself? Because the truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to recognize who you were before you started waiting. You shrink, your confidence dulls, your direction fades, not because you're weak, but because uncertainty slowly eats away at clarity. Most men break during silence. They panic. They reach out again. They explain. They apologize for things they shouldn't apologize for. They convince themselves that effort means strength. But chasing someone who chose distance isn't strength. It's fear dressed up as hope. Real strength is restraint. Real strength is knowing when to stop proving yourself to someone who stopped choosing you. Silence isn't about punishment. It's about dignity. It says, I won't beg for something that should have been mutual. And here's what no one tells you. Silence doesn't just affect her. It reshapes you. It forces you to sit with discomfort, to face loneliness, to learn emotional control. And in that space, something powerful happens. You stop reacting. You start mastering yourself. If she walked away, she saw you at a certain stage of your life. Maybe you gave too much. Maybe you lost yourself. Maybe you weren't fully grounded in who you were. That doesn't make you broken. It makes you unfinished, and unfinished things can still be shaped. You're not cement, you're clay. This is the moment where you rebuild, not to impress her, not to prove anything, but because you refuse to stay the same man who tolerated being unsure of his worth. You sharpen your habits. You discipline your body. You organize your days. You build routines that make you respect the man you see in the mirror. And slowly, something shifts. You stop wanting her validation because you're busy becoming someone you're proud of. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you erase memories or pretend love didn't exist. Detachment is freedom. It's the ability to say, I felt deeply, and I still choose to move forward. You don't deny emotion, you refuse to be ruled by it. True detachment is when you can remember her without losing yourself. When memories don't control your direction. At some point, you realize something important. She was never the entire story. She felt like it at the time. Because when you're emotionally invested, everything seems to revolve around one person. But life doesn't end because one chapter closes. Chapters end so the story can continue. And if you stay stuck rereading the same page, you miss everything that comes next. Your future isn't behind you. It's waiting for the version of you that stops looking back. The strongest growth often comes after loss. Not because loss is good, but because it forces you to rebuild from a deeper place. You begin to discover new goals, new interests, new standards, and slowly, your life fills with purpose instead of longing. One of the biggest reasons men stay stuck after a breakup is because they built their entire happiness around one person. She became the excitement, the motivation, the escape. When she left, everything collapsed. That's why rebuilding your life is essential. Not distractions, direction, something that belongs to you, a vision, a mission, a challenge that demands your attention. When your days are full of progress, you stop checking your phone for closure. When your nights are filled with purpose, you stop replaying old conversations. You don't need someone else to give your life meaning when you're creating it yourself. And here's a hard truth. You may never get the apology you deserve. You may never get the explanation that makes it all make sense. Closure doesn't come from her words. It comes from your decision to stop letting the past control your future. Closure is a choice. The moment you decide, this no longer defines me, something loosens inside you. Ironically, the less you try to prove your worth, the more it's felt. Absence speaks louder than presence. Silence carries weight. When you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop performing, the dynamic changes. She may feel it, she may not. But by then, it won't matter anymore. Because you're no longer living for her reaction. So here's the real question. Not whether she comes back, but whether you come back. Back to your confidence. Back to your discipline. Back to your self-respect. Because the moment you stop waiting for her, you meet yourself again. And that man, the grounded, focused, self-directed man, is unstoppable. Don't wait for her return. Make sure that if she ever looks back, she realizes she can't return to the version of you she left behind. Because that man no longer exists. He evolved.